Everybody, Jason Andrew here. This is my very first live ever. I've been on Facebook for 13 years, and I've been given the task to create a backstory on why I've created this page in the first place and what brought me to do this so that you can enjoy it. So the reason, a little bit about me and what this page is all about. Way back in 2014, which is 6 years ago now, my business partners and I back then, my then business partners, we rebranded our business and shifted to something called values-based financial planning. We invested over $200,000 in a 4-year experience to transform our business, and because we wanted to change the lives of our clients for the better. What we wanted to do was build a business model of ideal clients, high-ticket paying clients paying us 24 grand per annum. So the reason we did this, because I really wanted to create a deeper relationship with our clients so we could understand what really matters to them. I wanted to know their hopes, their dreams, their true values, then use this information to help create a meaningful financial plan that we would help implement. At the same time, it was a high-touch, high-revenue business model, so that with a finite number of clients. So that meant that it would allow me the time to spend more time with my wife and my kids, which was really, really important. So that was my real personal driver, to have a good business and personal life at the same time. But at the time I was kind of struggled to deliver this service, to be honest, because it's even just a handful of people. Because we had had a reasonably large business. We had over 700 other clients that needed our attention, and at the same time, the admin and the compliance costs just meant we couldn't offer the program, this values-based financial planning program, to our other 700 clients at a more affordable price to them. And even worse, our minimum fee for seeing people just kept going up and up and up and higher and higher. Now, some people thought that was good for business, but for me, it filled me with deep, deep dissatisfaction because I was conflicted. Ever since I was a kid, I was running around the rock pools of Samoa over 45 years ago. I'd always been taught to be of service to others. However, in our financial planning business, I had to keep turning away people who couldn't afford our service. So there was this massive disconnect. In fact, the conflict was so deep inside of me that it had a dramatic effect on our business. It caused contraction, and we weren't able to grow. I was the major income producer in the business, but I was feeling guilty getting big clients because other people were missing out on our service. It was messed up. Ironically, we had built this business to try and understand people's values. However, I wasn't able to live my own. My business partners and I weren't seeing eye to eye on many things at the time. It was a very stressful period. I was fighting at work, and I was coming home, and my wife was also asking me questions. How's the business going? What's going on with it? You said it was going to be successful. We'd sacrificed years to be there, and I just wasn't bringing home the extra income as planned. We had a big mortgage to pay. I was losing sleep, and I was starting to feel like a failure. However, here's the thing. Throughout all this time, we managed to get bought out by a listed company on a 10-year buyout. They loved what we were trying to do. I was winning awards. Our business was winning awards. We were flying around the world as a top financial advice firm. We did executive education courses in Stanford, Columbia, Cambridge, even Hong Kong. I was on advisory boards, presenting at conferences, and at the same time, my wife's business was doing well, and we were traveling the world with our family. However, deep down, really, really deep down, and I'm not sure whether you can relate to this, I was on the surface it was looking successful, but deep down I was pretty miserable. And my Instagram posts were just not reflecting my true story and feelings. Do you know what I mean? So I was so caught up. The epiphany that I had was I was so caught up living the day-to-day, fulfilling my responsibilities, slowly drifting away from my values, just trying to keep up our new owners happy, that in the end, my subconscious had to take over and drive change. When you look back at things and you think, oh, that's why that happened. Well, I'm having those sorts of epiphanies now when I'm thinking through it, why I'm setting up this page and the new businesses. We went through a series of events which included me asking one of our business partners to leave, which was really, really difficult. We were a very close family, still feeling the ripples of that now. We merged with another business at the same time, which enjoyed more stress. And finally, at the end of the day, we ended up selling everything to the listed company earlier than expected. Now, we sold for above market, but we took a big hit on our dreams. At the same time, though, once I worked through that, I kind of realised that I was free. I was free from the corporate shackles. I was free from trying to do what other people wanted me to try and do. And I now had a chance to try and find a way to create value for more people. not just those that could afford the $24,000 fee. So I was in a whole new position. It took me a while to get through this, but at the end of the day, what I decided to do was to try a different approach. I gave up my financial planning license and I started mapping out a plan for a low-cost online solution available to anyone. I wanted something that reflected the 23 years experience in financial services I have and the more than $200,000 that we invested in values-based financial planning. So I put my own money out of my back pocket, our back pocket with my wife's, and tried to build an affordable software solution for people so they could create their own financial goals and build a plan based on their own values. I went and visited all the people I knew, all the advisors that I knew, all the institutions that I knew, everybody that I knew in the industry. I said, here's something that you can give to your clients, for your low-end clients, and you can add value to them. And they really loved it. I had events booked, and we were ready to rock and roll. Then COVID happened, and the appetite shifted to survival for most people. I kept pushing and pushing and pushing because, you know, that's what you do in business, but all the new initiatives from everybody else that I was speaking to were put on hold. We got some traction, but, you know, this COVID thing, it just kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going, still going. So, you know, in the end, it just got to the stage, you know, my wife we had a conversation and she said, maybe you should start applying for some jobs. And she threatened me with a job. So I didn't, which for some people that's ideal. For me, that's the last thing in the world I want to do is to go and work for somebody else. So in the end, I said, right, I've got to pivot again. It's not going to happen. I applied for some jobs, but that's not going to happen. We're going to make this work. So rather than distribute to financial advisors, which is what I've been focused on, I said, let's just go straight to the people who need what we got, which is the end user, right? So I've been avoiding going direct to market because traditionally that costs a lot of money. However, I needed to pivot, we needed to survive, I needed to get our solution out direct to the people. So we rebranded the product and we recreated it, and it's now called Fund Money. And at the same time, I came across ClickFunnels. Now that allowed us to build a whole new product that creates value right from the beginning. Now we've created extra offers and experiences we would not have done if I had kept to the original plan. So rather than rely on financial advisors to add value with our software, we cut out the middleman and have concentrated on building tools that I would have originally got advisors to do, and I've created themselves and effectively have built the next best thing to having your own personal financial advisor. In our solution, we don't talk product or investments or, you know, boring finances. Obviously, they're a part of it, but we help people understand their true values, create their financial goals, and then track how they're going towards that. You know, our product links a personal existing bank accounts and some of their investments, and onto our platform, and we just report to them live on how they're tracking to their goals, all using bank level security. So it's pretty cool. So what that means is that we can offer our solution to more people because they're empowered to make the plan themselves and they're not paying someone else to do it. They're saving thousands. It also avoids the compliance and administration time constraints. In the end, I've now got a product that's totally unique to the marketplace. And we've opened up a path that didn't exist before. People who can't afford an advisor can now map and track their financial goals on their own. It's such a refreshing way to engage in finances, which is typically a very boring subject. But we've created something that's refreshing, it's engaging, people can build their financial future, and that's why I called it Fund Money. We put the fun back in funding your lifestyle. So by creating this, I am now able to fulfill my deepest values of being of service to many people. I can create value for others and help bring more happiness to the world. And in the end, I've got renewed passion for what I do. You know, my wife sees this and has more belief in me. And that 20-year relationship, almost 20-year relationship, it's getting even stronger throughout the toughest of times. I'm also able to build a business whilst being around for our kids every day. And the great thing is that my Instagram story is now starting to look like my real life. So welcome to my page. I really thank you for coming here and checking out what I've got to say. I hope you get a lot of value out of it. This is the beginning of my journey in this phase, and I'm really excited to be able to share this and to have you guys on board. And I look forward to seeing you guys around. See you.